How does it help in your entire GS preparation?
If you do sociology, your paper 1 social issue part is already covered.
Right.
In paper 2, they have introduced social justice portion. So that is also part of sociology.
What helps them fetch more marks? What do they write differently?
Ma'am, as such, the content is same. What I have observed among the toppers, but their expression and their basically orientation is totally different.
How do we provide these two things, and how do we make them work on answer writing to improve it? And what kind of mentorship do we provide them?
Ma'am, there are multiple ways. Like we have tried and tested many things simultaneously, and through this process only we have incorporated a approach.
How do we do the test series?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it is very important for every student, whether they are writing mains that year or not, to appear in the test paper. Why? Because they will get a clarity.
And how it is going to help our students for mains?
In optional advanced course, usually what we discuss is the current affair integration part of the basically sociology.
Hello everyone. Welcome to this interview segment where we bring to you real strategy with real mentors. Today we'll be talking about sociology optional subject. Now in recent years, it has been observed that students have been choosing sociology as their optional subject. So today we'll try to understand why this subject has become so popular. Is it just another trending subject, or it has some relevance in the UPSC preparation? Today to discuss about all of this, we have with us our leading faculty member, Raj Rai Sir, who has been teaching sociology optional subject for years. Welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me, ma'am. It was indeed a pleasure for me as well.
Thank you, sir. So to start with, we would first like to know something about yourself. Why did you start teaching sociology?
Ma'am, about me, my name is Raj Rai. I am from engineering background and I am a technocrat turned bureaucrat turned educationalist.
Right.
And I am teacher by choice and a lifelong enthusiast of sociology. So if I have to basically express myself in one line, I am a basically sociology lover and a sociology basically you can say enthusiast.
Okay, and so for how long you have been teaching sociology?
Ma'am, this year I am probably completing the 10 year in the basically
sir.
teaching field.
Lovely, sir. So if we have to understand sociology in simple words, any student who is a beginner and wants to know more about sociology, how would you explain in simple words?
Ma'am, in a very simple and lucid manner, we say that sociology is just a systematic and scientific study of society. Just like doctors study a human body and identify the ailments in it, sociologists try to look into the lacunas in the societies, diseases in the society, and try to provide some suggestions to it, solution to it, to make a society a stable and better one.
Right, sir. So, sir, like sociology, it has become so trending nowadays. What is the reason why students are getting attracted towards sociology?
Ma'am, there are multiple reasons behind it. First and foremost is that sociology being very shortest in the syllabus, it is very thin line. It's just like basically in comparison to other syllabus of the optional subject provided, sociology has a very short syllabus. It is completed within a span of 4 months, 4.5 months.
Right.
And again, it is always having a basically genuine interest created among the student to study about their surrounding. Like as I was engineer, so I used to study about the basically machines, computers and all. When I become bureaucrat, I used to study about the system. But when I am a sociologist, I am studying about the people who are operating all of that.
Right.
So again, it is also helpful not just in their preparation for excellence in the examination, but also I think that after qualifying, it is more useful because ultimately they have to basically work with the people only. So that way sociology is basically gaining the traction, and again I would see that in times to come more student will basically pursue that.
Right. So, just now you said that the syllabus is very short. So, do these students mistaken by considering it as very easy just because the syllabus is short?
Ma'am, there are many myths but basically circulated around the field of sociology and basically optional, that short syllabus means basically anyone can do it without any assistance also. But I just give you one example, that again, if a person is asking a question in sociology paper that how social media and identity are being shaped, a general answer for that would be that in social media we express what we want to become, and in reality we are different from that. But in sociology, what we have to incorporate in that is some kind of sociological perspective. Like there is a very famous scholar, G.H. Mead, who has studied about it, that how we look in front of other is what other expect from us.
Right.
Like C.H. Cooley has talked about looking glass self. Like I look myself in a mirror just like what others expect. if I'm expected to be a teacher, I'm playing a role of a teacher, I should behave like that.
Right.
Similarly, Baudrillard is another sociologist who has expressed that there is something called as hyper-reality. It's just like, if I have to simplify it, your Aadhaar photo and your Instagram photo is definitely different.
Right.
So many a times in hyper-reality, what happened is many people started assuming that reality is what they are basically expressing. In reality, we are different. Identity shaping, in which social media is playing a role, but it is in a limited manner. So when we write this answer, particularly in sociology, what we do is we incorporate so many thinkers' perspective as well as our real life experience.
Right.
So that enriches our answer. Unlike the basically student who are basically feeling that sociology could be studied them, they often ignore this part. And that is one reason that this is one of the myth, that it is one of the, you can say, easy to go and
Easiest.
again one. It needed some kind of training, because UPSC
Yeah.
is a very Herculean examination in that way, and they would not just for random reason introduce any option subject. So that required some kind of training.
Right, sir. So, sir, is it for everyone, like, or any specific background student should only opt for it?
One of the best part of sociology is that it has no entry barrier.
Right.
Entry barrier in that sense कि if I want to pursue mathematics optional या physics optional या medical science optional, I need a background. But in sociology, there is no background needed.
Right.
Any person, like majority of them, I myself basically was not from sociology background, but I was basically
Engineer.
curious enough to enroll myself in that stream. So that way, anyone, engineering background student, arts background students, humanities background, commerce background, anyone can join and excel in the field of sociology.
And sir, I have myself also seen it. Like when you start with your sociology foundation batch, you start with the NCRT.
Correct.
So any student who doesn't have the base also, they can start their preparation
That will
directly.
help in basically gelling up their interest also, ma'am.
Right.
With basic NCRT, which is written for 11th and 12th grade student, they can understand that it is not that difficult, though it is basically simple enough to understand, but there is some need for training.
So generally it is seen that students, they opt for a optional subject which overlaps with GS.
Correct.
And I think sociology, it helps in all the 4 GS subjects, essay and also for interview.
Definitely, ma'am.
So sir, please tell us about it. Like how does it help in your entire GS preparation?
Ma'am, that is one of the main reason which I would like to add into your previous question also, that why students are pursuing sociology.
Yeah.
Because examination duration is so lengthier that if you start taking a standalone optional subject which has no overlap with GS, it will take you double efforts to do the GS separately and the optional separately. Sociology syllabus is again designed in such manner that if you do sociology, your paper 1 social issue part is already covered.
Right.
In paper 2, they have introduced social justice portion. So that is also part of sociology. In paper 3, we have lot of issues related to land reform. We have lot of issues related to Naxalism, internal security, which is main part of paper 2 of sociology.
Right.
And in paper 4, we have ethics, integrity and aptitude. All these theories which are provided, majority of them are sourced from the sociologists.
Right.
And of course, in essay, nowadays, they are asking philosophical quotations and then you have to interpret it. So if you have a sociology background, there is a particular topic in which basically Weber as a sociologist introduced interpretative approach, ki how to interpret something, how to demystify something, how to dissect some meaning out of particular basically quotation. So that make it very easier for a sociology option student to handle essay, to handle GS paper, and of course, last but not the least, the personality test. So most of the question in personality tests are revolving around the social issues only, and sociology student have a unique take on those basically issues. So that give basically student of sociology an edge over other student.
Right, sir, right. So is there any role of current affairs also in sociology optional?
If I have to take an analogy on that part, I would add analogy of a salt in a food. So current affair is basically a very playing a very minor role in the answers of the sociology and sociology syllabus. I would say 10 or 5 or 6% of the basically examination questions were influenced from the current affair, even not that much. But what is importance of current affair is if you add in your answer, that would add a cherry on the cake.
Right.
In that way, you will have a more basically chance to score more marks in the
Right.
basically answers. So current affair is playing a role of a salt in a food. If it is there, you will not basically
fetch
acknowledge
more
it.
marks.
If it is not there, you will feel the absence of it. So that way it is important, and we have a dedicated section covered for basically current affair in that way only. In classroom only, we discuss any of the current happening related to the particular topic by interlinking it with that
Okay.
particular topic.
Okay, sir. Sir, and I have seen that students who opt for sociology, they feel that yes, the syllabus is short. Sometimes they take it very lightly. Ki ho jayega. So how should they tackle this thing and not get overconfident while preparing for sociology?
This is one of the probable basically mistake many student does,
Yeah.
that they take it for granted, because once what happen is sociology syllabus is short and is completed in less duration, and they have a healthy command over the topic as well. But what they often mistake is that every time, even if the question is same, your answer need not to be same.
Right.
So in the examination, what they have to constantly work on is on their answer writing plus incorporation of the current affair and the new perspective in the answer, which often they take it for granted. Matlab, in basically examination, if you are very well versed in the content, if I have to take another analogy for it, if someone like dosa and if you are serving them chole bhature, they might like it, no matter how best you are cooking for them. So again, in examination, we have to answer the particular question. And sometimes I've seen in some of the students that they take it basically very lightly and do not address the demand of the question. They just write what they know. And that often may become a fatal mistake, because it they end up getting not more than 250 or 240, which is as good as below average marks in sociology.
Right, sir. So as per your experience, like what difference you have seen in the answers of the toppers? What helps them fetch more marks? What do they write differently?
Ma'am, as such, the content is same. What I have observed among the toppers, but their expression and their basically orientation is totally different. Meaning, in some way, which basically I have observed among our student only, who have scored more than 300 marks in this attempt itself, what they were what they were writing was actually what was asked in the examination. And majority of the student who end up scoring 220 to 250 range, they were writing only on those parts which they found familiar. Matlab, it's just like ki in toppers answer, I have seen many of them incorporate many diagrams, many of them incorporate data, many of them incorporate flowcharts, many of them incorporate current affair, many of them along with that writing the core content, which required rigorous answer writing practice and which required rigorous rehearsal also. Matlab, it's just like participating in a play without rehearsal for many of the students who score low. So if you are actually a sincere student, serious student for the sociology option subject, I strongly recommend that you should, along with learning the topic, side by side keep on practicing answer writing, which not only help you in optional subject, but also in your GS and essay part as well.
Right, sir. So it's okay, like in case if a student is sure enough कि नहीं उसे sociology optional लेना, तो they'll go for it. But otherwise, students who are confused between how to choose an optional subject, what is the best way to filter out? Because I've seen mostly they are confused between 3 to 4 options.
Correct.
And they are not able to figure out. And by the time they figure out, they feel that much of the time is, wasted in deciding it.
Correct.
And they end up with less time for revision and practice. So
That's true,
how
ma'am.
can this be worked on?
Ma'am, this is the genuine concern. Like whenever life gave us choices, we are always confused. Like there is no one who come to me and ask, "Sir, GS paper 1 देना है या नहीं देना? ऐसे देना है या नहीं देना है?" Why? Because that is not basically a choice they have to make. So UPSC gave you only choice in choosing the optional subject. So the same what a student face in 10th grade कि किस स्ट्रीम में जाना है, साइंस स्ट्रीम में, कॉमर्स स्ट्रीम में, ह्यूमैनिटीज में, वैसा ही उनको ये कंफ्यूजन होता है यहाँ पे which option to be taken. And UPSC has also given plethora of option subject as a basically choice of subject. 48 subjects are given as a optional subject to be chosen by the student. So naturally it is very common for a student to get confused. So what I advise to them is just go through the basic topic or you can say content of it, let's say
Right.
NCRT of it, and again see how much you are able to make out of it. Again, from a decent source, you can read some standard material also if possible, and try to go through the previous year question. If you find some semblance, if you find some familiarity, that basically reflect that you have a genuine interest. And interest is, I believe, one of the most important factor to choose an optional, because all the 48 optional subjects are good enough to give you rank, provided you are ready to put all your heart and soul in that particular subject. And how would you put your heart and soul in that subject? When you have a genuine interest in that particular subject. So that is what basically I suggest to all those who come to me also, that we are confused between 2-3 option subject. So I'll say that just go through their basic NCRTs, if not some standard material if it is available. If you can make sense out of it, if you can basically connect with it by solving some of the questions, again, that is what your basically genuine or natural interest, and you should pursue that.
So students who have that particular optional subject as their graduation subject also, so do they have edge over other students? Like, do they write better, or they have to put in less efforts than completely if you are completely from a different background? Those
Ma'am,
students.
it might be true for the science or basically other stream student, but for humanities, basically optional subject like sociology and other, it may not be basically completely true. Why? Because here UPSC as a competitive examination is totally different than your graduation or post-graduation basically courses. Here
Right.
they will ask you to write a particular answer within a framework of 250 words. As long as you have not internalized it, as long as you have not basically rehearsed it or practiced it, you will not able to write. As simple as that. So having a background will not give you any kind of edge, I would assume, in many of the options like sociology or other humanities option in civil services. Instead, if you don't have a background, you will bring your fresh perspective from
Right.
your background to basically that particular option subject, and that is appreciated also. Like if you go through the all the toppers of sociology, majority of them have read sociology for the civil services only. They have never read it before it. So they will basically have more chance because they will not have any baggage of basically earlier reading or earlier knowledge to bring at the examination hall.
Right, sir. So, sir, now coming to our optional foundation course, our batch is starting from tomorrow,
Correct.
4th of June. So, please tell us in detail about how do we go about what is your teaching pedagogy and how do we complete and the duration, as you said, 4.5 to 5 months. So, please tell us about the optional foundation course.
Ma'am,
And yes, that is with test series. So, tell us about the test series
Definitely,
also.
ma'am. One of the reason I started the optional subject is basically I found that everywhere in basically preparation stream, many of the institutes are just offering the classes of the sociology optional subject without any test series attached with it, without any answer writing attached with
Yes.
it, without any kind of basically you can say interlinkage or approach of basically delivering the topic as per the requirement of examination. So what I did is that I've designed the sociology foundational course in an all-inclusive manner. So by nature, sociologists are very inclusive in that way. Ki in our basically foundational course, not only the student will get a complete and thorough understanding of the topic or the syllabus prescribed by UPSC, apart from that, how to utilize it in your previous year question. So what we do in our 4.5 month optional foundational courses, we'll do a thorough discussion of all the topics. Once the topic is over, we'll do a discussion on the previous year question. Once the
Okay.
previous year questions are covered, then we will discuss in the first few units the hands-on experience of answer writing. Ki how should you think and how should you write a particular answer based on the content you have. And then after having that, we will have an assignment for 5 or 10 questions are there for student to write it. I'll get it, matlab they'll get it evaluated from me. And then after doing that, every completion of every 5 units, there is a class test.
Okay.
And after this entire process is over, once the optional subject is over, we will provide them a very handy 100-page synopsis or summary for entire revision or quick revision. And after that, we will have a test series, which is basically available to all of them, foundation student, they can write immediately after the completion
After
of
the
the
prelims. Yeah.
examination, after the completion of the course and in the month of June to September.
Right.
And again, that will give them a holistic perspective on sociology. Matlab, my personal belief was that once a student come to me, it is my responsibility to train him or her in a best possible manner. Whatever he or she needs or required, we should fulfill or deliver it to the best possible manner so that they will need not to go anywhere. So after that, they only needed some kind of here and there value addition, and otherwise it is basically done and
Okay.
dusted.
So, answer writing and mentorship is the integral part of any foundation course. So, sir, how do we provide these two things and how do we make them work on answer writing to improve it? And what kind of mentorship do we provide them?
Ma'am, there are multiple ways. Like we have tried and tested many things simultaneously, and through this process only we have incorporated a approach that after completion of every basically unit, we will ask them to basically have some kind of questions solved by them. In the classroom also, on random days after completing a particular topics, we'll ask them to write 250 words on particular topic we have just not discussed in their own words. And that is getting evaluated by me only. And then they will get a feedback ki what they are lacking. And again, we don't believe in providing them a template for a particular answer. Rather, we will craft their own approach, which is customized as per the requirement of UPSC. So in that way, they don't lose their natural, basically, you can say, style of answer writing. And they are not copying anyone. Rather, they are incorporating best feature from basically all the toppers and all the basically experts' views. So that is what we do. And along with that, we have 30 assignments basically in our foundation itself, which they are supposed to be completing by the end of the optional basically curriculum or course. And then again, the classroom test and other things are already there. So these things will help them to constantly revise and constantly basically execute their strategy and plan of action.
And sir, about the study material, like you said, we provide them with the synopsis also. And what about the books and PYQs? What all do we provide as study material to them?
Ma'am, in civil services examination, PYQ is one of the basically fundamental things which we advise to all the students who are appearing, whether it is for GS or SA for optional also. Matlab, not doing PYQ and preparing for civil services as good as like you are riding a bike without helmet in front of a traffic inspector. So it is basically going to harm you. Or you have to face the consequence. So what we have incorporated is that in our material only, again, we have provided a 5-year solved PYQs to the student. And in general, we also have a discussion for in advanced course of ours from 2013 to 2025, all the previous year mains paper. Along with that, we always basically have a discussion in the class after the completion of a unit of more than 25 years of the questions. Like I remember, we start from 1990s, all the previous year questions, and we'll cover up to 2026 or 2025 last year questions also. Again, however, there is a catch that in 2008, UPSC has changed the syllabus of sociology. So some of the questions are no more basically part of the present curriculum or present syllabus. So we'll basically do not incorporate them. But if some student insists, we'll discuss that as well after the end of the class. So that way they will get a hands-on experience during the class and after the class as well.
So, like you said, in the foundation course, we have the test series also.
Correct.
So, I think we have altogether 8 tests,
8 test
wherein
paper,
4
ma'am.
sectional and 4
full length tests.
So, please tell us about the test series also, the evaluation process and the entire thing. Like, how do we do the test series?
Yes, ma'am. It is very important for every student, whether they are writing mains that year or not, to appear in the test paper. Why? Because they will get a clarity that are they familiar with this topic as per the demand of UPSC or the questions or not. So first thing is we have to incorporate some kind of sectional test just to make them familiar about the particular topic and their confidence boost up also basically when they appear in the test paper. So what we have done, we have 8 tests. We could have simply taken all the 8 in the full length test manner, but then it would not be very basically useful for the students. So what we have done, we have divided the entire sociology paper 1 into 2 parts. First is chapter 1 to chapter 5 and second is 6 to 10, and there will be 2 sectional tests on that. So this will help in revision of paper 1. Then we have paper 2 which has 15 units, so we have divided into 7 and 8 units and we cover them in our test 3 and test 4. After having that 4 test paper, they have understood each and every aspect of these basically 25 units of sociology. After that, now they have to have a basically situation for preparation of actual examination, because UPSC is not going to ask them sectional question. So we have a full length test which is twice, like test number 5 and test number 6 are basically full length of paper 1 and paper 2, and we deliberately designed test number 7 and 8 to be done in same day, so that they get a real experience of appearing in a sociology mains paper, whatever problems they are going to face. Because many things we will learn by execution only. For instance, am I able to sit for 3 hours in the examination hall? I remember when I was appearing in my first attempt, one person was so fatigued and tired that he lied down after completion of paper. Many people got afraid कि कुछ हो तो नहीं गया इनको, right? So that also is part of preparation and learning कि you have to have the stamina to sit for 3 hours also. Your body should support that. So एक दिन में 6 घंटा लिखना है, that is also basically a training needed, and we try to incorporate that among the students.
Through our test series. And so I think our test series are starting from
7th of June.
And we provide them model answers.
In the test series, after the test paper is over, immediately student have a curiosity how I perform. And immediate evaluation is not possible in 1 minute. So what we provide them is a model answer. Along with that, we have a basically approach of providing them some detailed discussion also. If they are interested, they can watch them. Otherwise, model answer are self-sufficient in their own to explain the basically you can say lacunas the student are facing in a particular question. And again, that will give them a clarity. Matlab, many students have basically give me a feedback that just by hearing the discussion, just by going through the model answer only, they have quickly revised entire topic itself instead of going through the material again. So that is also very helpful.
Right. So, sir, students who would be writing mains 2026, so we have 2 programs for them. One is the test series, another one is the optional advanced course. So I think this time you have made so many changes in the optional advanced course. I would request you to kindly tell our students like what is new about the optional advanced course this year and how it is going to help our students for mains.
Ma'am, every year we have this optional advanced course, but one thing which was basically many students have given me feedback also, is that in optional advanced course, usually what we discuss is the current affair integration part of the basically sociology, as well as some of the synopsis discussion along with previous year questions discussion in detail. And we provide the handout for that as well. Now this year what we have done is a kind of a transformation in our advanced course, in which what we have done, we have 30 days live classes incorporated in that. What we are going to discuss, the content plus how to use that content in an answer writing part with help of previous year questions. Here a student is given personalized attention. Like if someone is having a issue in writing answer, whether they are our student or they are not our foundational batch student, again they can attend and join and see themselves that now in the classroom in a live manner they are asked to write a particular answer on a particular topic. And for assisting them, like for example someone is very raw and they have not revised it, so again for the first 1.5 hour we will spend on basically giving them description in a revision format, so that they will be familiar, and now we'll be asking them to write a particular question. If they're not able to write, we'll discuss that question in the basically foundation advanced sociology advanced course itself. So that way, by every day passing, they will be having confidence that even if they are not very thorough with the particular topic, they're able to execute the answers as per the demand of the question. And it will be a 30-day live classes, so that they will be well prepared much in advance before the actual mains examination. So it will be starting basically on the 9th of June itself, and it will be covered for the next 30 days, all the basically you can say discussion we have. And we have a meticulous design also of that, in which every day is allotted a particular set of topics as well as some set of question.
Yeah, we have a proper schedule which we'll be
Matlab
sharing with them.
This time we cannot basically, because this is a mains period, so students are already overwhelmed with lot of things they have to do. So they need a proper schedule ki at what time it is going to end and how much we can get extracted the benefit from it.
So lastly, I would like to ask you one question. What advice you would like to give to our students who are preparing for sociology?
Ma'am, a simple advice is have a self-faith and belief in yourself. If you are basically taking sociology option, there is basically nothing best than that, because sociology teaches you, along with the academic part, teaches you many things. For example, how people votes in the society is already basically part of voting behavior, and sociology teaches it is in detail. Similarly, why poverty exists despite of so many programs, why there is a basically female feticide is still happening. So sociology is something which is lived through the basically life or mind of a person. So if you are appearing for sociology, never have a doubt or self basically you can say self dilemma that I have basically not been good enough to pursue in sociology. Any person who is having a logical thinking mind can excel in the sociology option, and with rigorous rehearsal and practice you can excel as well.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this wonderful, detailed discussion on Sociology Optional. And I'm sure today's students, most of their queries must have been resolved by now, and they can go for sociology as an optional subject. Don't have to think twice. It's a subject that has short syllabus. It has subject which, the PYQs, test series are available. It's very much popular among the students. And there is no reason to not take sociology as your optional subject. And students, like we just discussed, we are starting with our optional foundation batch from 4th of June. And we have, for the students who are writing mains who would be writing mains this year, we have our advanced course and test series. Thank you so much for listening to us. Keep learning, keep shining, and keep moving towards your goals. Thank you so much.
Thank you.